After having a disastrous result at the Toronto Regionals in October, I was able to get my first championship points this past month at the Los Angeles Regionals. I attended the event with many of my close friends from the BBR and various draft leagues and put a lot more effort into coming up with what team I wanted to use this time around. I decided to take a team I found in VGC Pace that was focused around Koraidon and Walking Wake. I had found that Koraidon was going to be one of the best choices into a field that was likely to have a lot of Terapagos and Zamazenta crowned after their results of the previous regional in Stockholm. This was largely true as they were some of the more popular choices, but Calyrex Ice Rider ended up being one of the most popular choices at the regional, which was a matchup that I struggled a lot with during testing. At the end, I ended up going 5-4 at one of the most scuffed regionals of all time, which featured a lunch break before round 1 even began at almost 1 p.m. Today, I'm going to take you through live battles of me playing with the team that I took to LA Regionals and discuss what my future in VGC might be. If you enjoy Pokemon content, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers this year, and every subscription helps along that way. Alright, we're playing against OG Albina for the battle today. He was with me at the LA Regionals, super awesome guy, and the reason I wanted to play against him is he has the team archetype that I was particularly good against, I think, going into this weekend, and was the team I was kind of targeting, honestly, was this Terapagos team. So we're going to lead off with the Koraidon Walking Wake. This has been my initial game plan off the start, just to put as much offensive pressure as possible against these Terapagos teams, really pressure stuff like the Chiyus and the Fluttermanes of the world on my opponent's side. Obviously, Terapagos gets really pressured by this as well. So good luck to Owen in this game. I really enjoyed my time at regionals. As I said, I went 5-4. Not the best showing, I think, depending on what your personal expectations are like going into a metagame. But certainly, I think I did very well considering where I think I'm at as a VGC player. And super excited to continue going in VGC. That's something I want to do a lot over the next couple of months, is really start to get into VGC, see where I'm at from a playing perspective going into next season. So from here, what do I want to do? So one of the things that Owen has done in this matchup in the past is I know he has changed his team very specifically to target these Koraidons and to put Thunder Waves onto the Koraidon. So what I want to do is protect here on this turn, and I want to Terra. I want to Terra to protect against a, what is it called? I want to protect against, oh my god, I can't even speak, Dazzling Gleam here from Owen's side. Oh, he might, is he Moonblast on this set? He is, damn, okay. But this protects against it in a similar way, and I can target down that Fluttermane, which is my biggest problem here in this matchup right now. I go for the protect. I expect him to target that slot. That's kind of been his game plan with this team. And he goes for the Thunder Wave into the Koraidon slot. That's perfect. That is perfect for me. And I'm going to get a really big Hydro Steam off onto that Fluttermane. And I'm going to then be able to attack the Chi or the Terapagos on a following turn. And there goes Fluttermane. Really, really big turn for me there. And that's, as I said, this is why I like playing against these teams. Is I have a lot of really good turns into these kind of Chiyu, Fluttermane, Terapagos offensive teams. And that was just a really, really good turn for me there. And now I have a Koraidon up, able to attack the Chiyu or the incoming Terapagos, which is going to be massive. In comes the Terapagos. Now this Terapagos is choice specs. That is important to note. It will probably Terra this turn if I had to guess. The question here is, how do I want to play this turn? I don't have my Terra Fire now at this point. I think what I want to do is collision. I want to double target the Terapagos here. I kind of expect a protect to come from the Chi-Yu slot if I had to guess. And if I continue to put offensive pressure on this Terapagos, then I should be able to find a route out against this Chi-Yu in the end game. Certainly. Especially where it is life orbed and he has Terra. I can fake out with my Rillaboom and put a lot of pressure that way. The sunlight has faded. The photosynthesis is off. I do get the collision course off. That should do a decent amount of damage. I probably shouldn't have Hydro Steam. Well, I guess I get a Hydro Steam now off onto the Chi-Yu because that is a big, one-hit KO there with the Koraidon on the Terapagos, even without the sun. This Pokemon is just super broken, and I got a Hydro Steam off on the Chi-Yu. I probably should have Draco Meteored realistically that turn, but I guarantee the damage here, and I get the knockdown anyway. So what a lead off rip against this team. This is why I'm such a big fan of this Koraidon Walking Wake combination when we play against these Terapagos teams when they're popular. Now, as I alluded to in the team builder, unfortunately Calyrex Ice Rider is just the meta-defining Pokemon at this point, so realistically that's not something that's going to really come up a lot, and this team is very specifically good in this type of matchup. But I think for that reason I was very happy bringing it. I did decently against my Terapagos matchups. I think I lost one of them, but it was to someone who had been like a multi-time Worlds player. So, or no, that one wasn't. That was one of the Calyrex Ice Rider matchups. But I think this is, if you're in a situation where there's a lot of Terapagos, this team is just so good into this type of matchup. So now here, how does Owen want to adjust? Because I really just kind of broke his ankles on turn 1. That turn 1 just kind of really just set everything up for me perfectly over the course of this game. So in this second game, in this game 2, what I think I want to do is I want to lead Torn, because I want to have more dynamic opening against that Flutter Mane. So I want to have the ability to taunt that on turn 1 and then attack that Flutter Mane. Where it doesn't have Protect, that's going to be a really, really powerful option for me to manage that Pokemon. Rillaboom, I'm still going to keep in the back. I think it's good to have the Grassy Glide access in this matchup. So we're going to go with that here. Torn, the big adjustment here in this matchup, giving me the ability. What do I have? Yeah, no, I for a second I thought I was missing a Pokemon, or I had an incorrect approach to this matchup. I thought I forgot Walking Wake, to be honest. But let's get into it. Game number 2. Let's see how Owen wants to adjust. Tornadus and Urshifu. Okay, so that's really, really good for me. I get my own Torn out here, and we get to basically trade Tailwinds here. If I'm gonna be honest, I expect the Detect here from the Urshifu. The thing is I don't necessarily think I have to get too creative with this turn. I do expect the Detect. Do I want to get aggressive and predict that? I don't have a reason to, I think, on this turn. I'd like the Torn to stay up, to be honest. I am still going to Terra, and the reason I want to Terra is I want to get rid of that fighting type if the Tornadus for some reason wants to Bleak Wind. Alright, a big Collision Course here. I don't think he has a Flutter Mane. Wow, that's a really, really good turn for Owen here. Able to get a big switch into Flutter Mane on that turn. Hopefully I can still get my Tailwind up, but we're probably going to trade Tailwinds, and then I'm really, really behind in this sequence. Now, what's good here is I still have a play where I can taunt the Flutter Mane. I do have, a very, very fast Torn, so unless he taunts me, he does get the taunt off here. Okay. So that Tailwind is not going to be able to get up here on this turn. So he is going to be able to get this in for free. So really good adjustment on Owen's part here after a really, really good game 1 and a little bit of a pickle. So I want to go for the Bleak Wind to get some damage. I really expect that T-Wave to come out here. I think it's more likely than not the play that he's going to go for. I think I want to Protect here. I definitely just want to Protect, just buy some time in this battle. I can definitely, if Bleak Wind gets off, I'm going to be able to do a good amount of damage and then hopefully get into something else. Especially with the Tailwind going up, it's going to be really difficult for me to get ahead in this game now with this T-Wave Flutter Mane. Really should have considered Flare Blitzing that slot. And we're going to miss the Flutter Mane. The Flutter Mane's not great to miss. I'm going to get some damage off of the Torn. But this T-Wave is going to be a little bit of a problem now. The question is am I willing to give up if I'm willing to give up a T-Wave on my thing yet, on my Koraidon, and that's going to be a hard no. He's going to switch out his Torn, and I'm going to get in my Rillaboom here on the Terapagos. It's a great turn for him to get that Terapagos in on that specific turn. I am going to be able to, I guess the Terra Shell won't be broken here because he's going to get the health back, but I do Protect this get my Rillaboom in. The Rillaboom speed doesn't particularly matter here, which is really important. And I really want this taunt to wear off at some point soon, because then I'll be able to get my own Tailwind up and really enable my Koraidon and Walking Wake in the back in the mid game here. Really need this Bleak Wind to go off. If I miss the Flutter Mane again, I'm so mad. That's crazy. Oh, and oh, it's the Sword in the type matchups. That's fine. Yeah, it does a little bit of damage. Missing the Flutter Mane twice is unbelievable here. I think that put that, I could have actually had that Flutter Mane in range of a Grassy Glide if I hit that, which is just unfortunate, really. I am going to go for the Fake Out on the Terapagos. I think that's the play that I want to go for here on this turn. Get my Tailwind up. He is going to withdraw the Terapagos. Good play on his part. As he's, he has to be a lot more aggressive with switching. At least this damage is going to allow... Well, I was going to say the damage would at least allow the Bleak Wind Storm to kill. But unfortunately, that has, not happened. So once we get the Tailwind up, this Bleak Wind is not going to kill. The Moonblast is going to come out onto the Torn. I am going to live on 1 on a crit. That is unbelievable. What a turn sequence that is. I am going to use this turn to taunt the Torn to prevent that Pokemon from setting up Tailwind. And I think at this point I just want to drop a Wood Hammer on the Flutter Mane, try to get as much damage as possible onto that Pokemon. I expect Bleak Wind into Icy Wind to come out here, would be the turn that I expect. But he is just going to Moonblast and target the Rillaboom, which means if he misses Bleak Wind, it could be dangerous. And I do live, so if I'm not paralyzed, I am going to get a massive Wood Hammer off onto that Flutter Mane, potentially and probably killing it, to be honest. And yeah, there comes the Wood Hammer, and I get my Koraidon and Walking Wake in against his team with a taunted Torn. And it is looking really, really good for me now. This turn sequence has worked out perfectly. If the sun goes down and I get the sun back up, then I'm super... I mean, this is just perfect. Everything has kind of gone my way. This turn, his Tailwind's gone, my sun is back up, and I just get to start clicking so many buttons against his team. And as I said, this is why I think this type of archetype is very, very good to take advantage of Terapagos. It was a little bit of a meta call. It's kind of a difficult meta call to make. And I think if you want to run these Koraidon teams, you have to be a little bit better into the... oh my god, what's it called? The Calyrex Ice Rider teams. And maybe they are. I just have to reevaluate my matchup into them and the lines. Now, how do I want to play this turn? I really expect a Sucker Punch here. He has Focus Sash on his, his Urshifu. I kind of want to... It's tough because he's going to have to get a Sucker Punch off here. The question is where does he take his Sucker Punch? I think I have to double target this Pokemon and kind of accept that I have to take a Sucker Punch somewhere. Oh, he doesn't even Sucker Punch. Wow. That's actually massive for me. This double target is going to be super critical on this turn. The fact that he's Wicked Blowing is massive, because my Koraidon should outspeed here. Perfect. And I get a Flame Charge off. So this turn went very well for me. The problem is I think this taunt should wear off and he might be able to get his Tailwind up, but now I'm at +1 speed, so I shouldn't even have to worry about speed from his set now. And I can take these Bleak Winds. Oh, this thing will lower some speed. Don't lower the speed. Oh, wow, no speed drops is huge. Wow, there's a lot going on here in these turns. If I just leave the Torn up, I think I'm okay. I'm not super concerned about this Torn. And I can just I'm going to just drop a Collision Course. I'm going to just go for the Hydro Steam and the Collision Course, actually. Yeah, and we should be good to pick up the victory here in this VGC battle. Let's see what Owen goes for. He's going to go for the Terra on the Terapagos, but this Collision Course should just absolutely blow this Pokemon back. This is why this matchup is just so powerful. He made a lot of really good plays in the early game to kind of play around with my setup, but the inevitability of Koraidon and Walking Wake just showed to just be so powerful here in this battle. With the speed boost, you get a big Collision Course off onto the Terapagos. And there we go. Goodbye, Terapagos. And the Hydro Steam should very much just kill off the Tornadus. And that is a good game to Owen. Very well played set. I think he rebounded very well in the second game to try to position his team a little bit better, but this is the type of matchup that you're trying to fish for with these Koraidon teams. So if you're going into more Regulation G gaming, you're playing in local events, you see a lot of Terapagos, very much recommend playing a Koraidon team like this. The team will be in the description with the VGC pace, the Poke pace, all of that. The rental code that I had for my specific version of it will be in the description. VGC videos, as I said, will start to be more frequently. I'm probably going to do one at least next week, and then as my schedule allows, going into next season, as I said, I might do some more videos coming into the new season about my future in VGC. I'm thinking I might be trying to make it out to a little bit more in terms of events next year. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you have not already. I will see you all next time. And as always, have a wonderful day.